Mr. Himanshu Desai, my dear friend, a great philosopher. This interview of yours is being made on behalf of and for the students, undergraduate students throughout the world who are interested in various subjects relating to their studies, academic, world, life, future, and present. Also relates to the past. The subjects will be wide-ranging from climate change to politics, economics, market, philosophy, literature, music, cinema, art, architecture, agriculture, culture, art, aesthetics, everything. And you are a multidisciplinary thinkers. And here is my first question. What compelled you to renounce the so-called developed world 10 years after having spent in UK to Canada to various other countries, having learned various subjects? Now, what made you come back to India and almost live a hermit life in Ahmedabad?
Thank you, Dr. Singh. First of all, it is a very difficult title, philosopher, and I am not sure if I have the thinking capacity to be a philosopher, or I have read many books, but that is all I can say. I have no degree or no formal training in philosophical studies. However, as an enthusiast, I have been pursuing whatever ideas I felt needed attention. Now, coming to the question that uh, why have I renounced whatever I renounced? I don't think I have renounced the West. The only thing is that physically I'm not present there anymore. Psychologically or intellectually, I still love the West very much. And to be honest, there is no West or East in my head. I think India is very much West, a part of the West today. The reason for me to basically come back to India, beloved country of my own, and where I have born and where I have been brought up, obviously the motherland pulls you back again and again. Just to give a little background, I was working in a government position at some point of time, and having entered a government scenario, I understood.
What were you, if I may interject, what were you working as? I gather you were working on a very senior position in Government of Canada.
Yes, not Government of Canada, but Government of Ontario, which is a provincial government or state government of one of the state government of Canada. And I was working as a business analyst. Actually, that is also a debatable this thing. More, I trained as a business consultant. So I can still say consultant. Analyst was just a title given to me. However, I was working in the telecommunications department, and I was working on a project called Contact Center Modernization, which was basically modernization of e-learning for government employees who are working in call centers. Government call centers.
You were reporting directly to the minister, to the ministry?
Yes, in the I started off as an intern.
You were kind of advisor?
Yes, I ended up in a kind of an advisory role. It was mostly consultative. So, I mean, there is a fine distinction between consultation and advisory.
Yeah, fine. Why did you give up and come to India?
Actually, the job taught me a lot, and it taught me really. It made me think very seriously about the greater good or service to humanity. I must say the government of Ontario is a fine example of a well-oiled functioning corporate machine, and accountability is very high in that government. Every penny must be accounted for. A default of a single penny leads to drastic disciplinary action. I found that it is lacking in our country, and we have been cancerously corrupted in our administration. However, that was not the main motivator for me to come back. What was the motivator is, while I was working in the government, I also worked on many social work projects. One of them being rehabilitation of war-affected children in West Africa. So I volunteered my time while I was living in Canada. I was working for some communications projects relating to relief operations in countries like Sierra Leone, Uganda, where children were being rehabilitated. Children who had been orphaned in war were they were being put into residential schools and were being provided education. And this was a very inspiring moment for me in my life. It was an independent project run by some sports people and some people with the armed forces, and they were on their own. They were doing a lot of fundraising efforts, and they had adopted 53 children, 53 orphan children, and they were providing them um, uh, residence, lodgings, boardings, health care and education, and many other things. Now this was an inspiring moment for me. I worked in a very minimal capacity. I basically edited their videos and created content for them, and however it was quite demanding, because I ended up making going to a lot of their events, learning about how philanthropic work is being undertaken by individuals. But it was I kept thinking that I want to do something in India if I ever can. And I had been living for nearly a decade out of the country, and I was not finding a way to come back. And I had always wanted to come back to India, like deep inside, that magnetic pull to
What
the
is that?
motherland.
What is that one single reason for which you came back to India?
One single reason is wanting to be of service to lesser fortunate in our country.
Well, every
I cannot.
politician says that. How are you different?
I'm not different, and also I'm not a politician. I'm, I myself am a lesser fortunate. So and
Fine, Himanshu. On that note, we must end this short video. Tomorrow, I meet you again and ask you my next question.
thank you, and let's hope that we are able to go much deeper in some very lacking subjects in our country. Thank you very
Absolutely,
much.
absolutely. We wish
Thank
to
you, sir.
engage. We wish to engage in um, interaction of minds, genuine minds, honest minds, as far as possible. Nothing called honesty exists. Our attempt will be to talk of things that matters to you and to me and to the world, to our children. And we as people with thinking process here, we would like to have free thinking, non-partisan thinking on various subjects,
Thank
philosophical,
you.
philosophical insights, which is somehow missing in the narratives that are being built up around us.
I would say it is a urgent need.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right. So I'll catch you tomorrow again, Himanshu.
Thank you.
Bye.